Good evening, great farmers. We are happy to have you today on this edition of Farmers Empowerment Series. This is brought to you by FanSpeak Technology, and FanSpeak Technology keen interest is improving agriculture in Africa, Nigeria, and also poultry-related farming. We'll be discussing about how to scale your poultry business today. How can you improve this? And how can you make a success from this? If you are new to this channel, don't forget to hit the notification bell, subscribe to the channel. So we begin. Before I introduce the speaker, I'll be introducing the speaker shortly now. But first, okay, about the speaker. Adjeze Akabula is an innovator with keen interest in agriculture, environment, education, and digital technologies. She has 2 years plus experience working at the intersection of technological advancement, marketing, product building, and improving well-being for the underserved population. She's a co-founder at FastSpeak Technology. Adjeze coordinates the company's marketing and creative strategy formulation and oversees everything that relates to marketing, including revenue and growth. With a BSc Honors in Agricultural and Environmental Engineering from University of Ibadan, Oyo State, Nigeria. A 2021 Reform Top 22 African Entrepreneur. Adjeze is recognized for outstanding contribution to entrepreneurship development in Africa. She has an apt for research, lifelong learning, problem solving, and for continuously improving herself to refine her skills. Please, let's welcome Miss Adjeze Akpabula.
Good evening, great farmers. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Nigeria. Um, that's thank you, Mr. Mulumiwa. Thank you so much for the wonderful introduction. I mean, I was I was just blushing from ear to ear on this side. Thank you so much for having me here. It's really a privilege to be on this session today. I always love to interact with farmers, and then this is a great one for me. Thank you so much. So today we have to dive in because of time. I think I have a very limited time on this session. So our topic today is okay. Thank you for sharing, Samuel. I was just about to share my slide. So it's how to scale your poultry business with FS Manager. Yes, that is what we are here to discuss today. It's going to be a sort of how do I say pep talk to our great farmers, our great poultry farmers. And from the topic, you can begin to ask yourself, there are like two words there, skill and then FS manager. And for farmers who are new, or if we have new registrants on this session today, you might not be able to know what FS manager is about, except you've gone to the FarmSpeak website to read more. But of course, I'm going to do justice to that. Don't worry. And then the other word is skill, scalability. What does scalability means in entrepreneurship? What does it mean in business? What does it mean to you as a poultry farmer? Of course. So next slide. Yes. So before we digest this quote by Jamie Johnson, the goal or the primary goal of every business I used to know, or I know that the goal of every business is to grow, make profit, have enough cash flow, and expand. That is the goal of every business. If there's any other thing, That's the secondary goal, maybe make impact and all of that. But the goal of every business is to grow, make profits, have enough cash flow, and expand. So this is a foundation we're about to set in using this quote from Jamie Jensen. And she said, if you are looking to grow your business, scalability should be your first priority. I'll say that again. If you're looking to grow your business, if you're looking to grow your poultry business, scalability should be your first priority. Lay the foundation to boost your growth. That's from Jamie Johnson, a business tycoon. So you begin to ask, what is scalability? What is this scalability they are talking about? How is it relating to me as a poultry farmer? Do I need to scale? So next slide, please, Mr. Olumide. Yes, so this slides in simple terms where you would understand so you don't have to complicate the meaning. Scalability is about technological adaptation, technological advancement, and of course, enhancing your business. In economics, it simply means more growth, more profit, fewer expenses. As simple as that. So please go back to the previous slide. Yes. So this is what scalability is about. More growth, more expansion. It is beyond having your business at the corner of your street. It's beyond having a basic business. You begin to think global. You begin to think of how to expand. If you're covering two states in your business, or if you're serving two states in your business, how do I move from two to three? If I'm at point A, how do I move from point A to point B? What am I supposed to do? If you have a lot of customers in Nigeria, you've covered the state, you begin to think of going to other West African countries. How do I penetrate into Ghana? How do I penetrate into Kenya? How do I penetrate into other countries? So it means just spreading out your wings, doing the most in your business. So that is what scalability is about. So if scalability is likened to growth and expansion, cash flow, profit, adoption of technology and strategies, then there must be something as a business owner you should be doing to be scalable. If you're moving from point A to point B, before you get to point B, how do you get past point A? What would move you to point B? What would transit you to point B? So there must be things you must do as a business owner, because a business that scales efficiently is one that uses the right sales technique, the right business tool, constantly moving with the industry trend, not being left behind, adopting technology, automating processes to make processes faster. So that takes me to the next slide. Next slide, please. Yes, I want us to digest this. This is a quote, but it's an anonymous quote, and it says, I want to stay as a small business forever. Said no successful company ever. I don't think Coca-Cola today, which is one of the biggest companies we have dreamt to be a small business owner, and they are where they are today. I do not think WhatsApp didn't think um, didn't think of expansion. Of course they did. That's why they are where they are today. Same thing with Uber, same thing with Microsoft, same thing with Tesla. Let me come down home. So same thing with we have Olams, we have Chief Farms. These are big farms. We have Agritech. These are farms that have thought global. They are serving the poultry industry. So if these companies haven't spread out their tentacles, there's no way they would have scaled. So you can't be thinking small and you want to see yourself big. So just as this quote said, I want to stay as a small business forever. Said no successful business or company ever. No, but I'm sure right now you're saying God forbid in your mind, because you don't want to remain small. You want to be. We all want to grow. So what are those things you have to keep in place? What are those things you have to consider? What are the top priorities you have to look into your business? So that takes me to the next slide. Yes, important things to look into when considering scalability as a poultry farmer. This is it's beyond this, it's vast if you want to start naming them, but I had to group them into these three categories. And I'll try as much as possible to break them down. So one, we have the business structure. If you must scale, your business must have a structure. You cannot operate local and expect to be global. This is not a motivational talk. You have to put in the work. And what is this work? Is your business registered? As a poultry farmer, have you registered your business? You're just operating based on, oh, I'm just here, let me just be managing. No, you should register your business because there's some benefits of business registration. For example, there's some grants you want to apply for today, and then part of the criteria, you just see right there the criteria. It's written clearly and bold as is for registered businesses. Criteria, your business must be registered. So now imagine that you're applying for loan and this loan you actually meet up to all of the criteria. Just one single factor, business registration is hindering you. I mean, you beat yourself. So you should register your business. Do not operate unprofessionally. It is totally wrong. Do you have your company's money separated from your personal funds? We have a lot of people who are guilty of this. When I go to speak to farmers, I begin to ask them questions. How much have you made in the past 6 months? How much have you made in the first quarter? It's today's end of June, okay? We're at the end of the first quarter. How much have you made? Can you state without thinking or doing, don't estimate exactly this is how much I have made in my business from January to the end of June today, 2022. Can you boldly say it? How many mortality have you experienced in your poultry? How many cord birds have you had? What are the average weights of your birds? If you have to supply to places like ShopRite, these are the things they begin to ask you. Quality control, quality assurance. What is the weight of your birds? How many kg of feed have you spent in the first quarter? How much have you spent on feed? So if you're beginning to put your poultry, your business money into your personal money, you might not get all of this. You won't. It will be difficult. And it's totally wrong to mix up your personal funds with your company, with your company's funds or your business money. It is totally wrong. It doesn't even show professionalism. It takes you nothing to walk into a bank, ask them for their procedure. They give you they're simple procedures, not like it's complex. Walk in, ask them, they give you, go back, get those things, your electricity bill, your BVN, your means of identification, your business registration certificate, I think. Or yeah, that's a CC certificate. And then you open an account. That way you can track what's coming in and what is going out. You can track your cash flow. You can track your profits. You can know if you're making sales or not, or profit or not, that you're selling every day. I tell people this, that you're selling every day and that money is coming into your account every day. Doesn't mean you're making profit. The only way for you to ascertain that you're making profit actually is when you keep proper records. What is your bookkeeping habits like? You consistently take records every day, and how do you take records? We're coming to that. But these are the things your business needs to be built around. What is your staff strength? Because you can't do everything. You procure the birds, you sell the birds, you do the marketing, you go for feed. If you're the type that process, you do processing. You can't efficiently meet up to all of the milestones set for your business to scale. So what is your staff strength? So that's on business structure. Now we have the company's value and culture. When I tell somebody go and buy from ABC Farms, there should be something that should be at the back of my heart when I'm saying that. For me to refer you, you must have shown value. So what is your company known for? What do you stand for as a company? Integrity? Do you keep records every day? Do you say I won't leave my farm until I keep my records? Do you make it compulsory for your farm managers, for your workers to keep their records? Do you track all of this? So do you limit the way you spend? Do you understand that your operational funds should be treated separately? So these are the things that fall under company's culture and value. And then lastly, we have the adoption of technology and strategies. This is very okay, this is very relatable. Um, Before I begin to ask questions under this, let's go back to the 90s. I used to know we used to have 3310. I think I still have the phone. I have one 3310 at home. So imagine we're in that age up until now. Now we have Android phone. We can be able to communicate with our loved ones via WhatsApp. We can be able to connect with friends whom we have lost their contacts through Facebook. You know, we are able to communicate with investors via LinkedIn. We're able to showcase our business using TikTok and Instagram and even Twitter. We've gone past the age where we don't just get news from newspaper and television. You can do that right on your phone. You have Google, you have Opera Mini News, you have even these TV stations have their online presence on Instagram, on Twitter. So times are moving fast. We have to follow the trend. Gone are those days when we always have to make calls because we are using 3310. Gonna do those days when we have to take pictures and it has to come out as hard copies because currently most of my childhood pictures, 80% of them or even more, I can't even find them because moving from one point to another. Also, we most of the pictures are already worn out, they are worn out over time. Dust, water, heat, some of them have been torn. But now we have pictures in soft copies that you can access anytime. The quality still remains the same. So, how do you tailor all of these trends coming into your business? Because clearly things are not the way they were in the 90s. So, have you gone digital? How have you thought about going digital in your business? Have you thought about automating your business processes or your farming processes? What tools do you use to manage your operations, your finances, your production? So those are the things you need to consider. The trend is moving fast and we have to run after it. It's a competition between us and us. So that's for that. So next slide, I'll be talking more on technological adoption and strategies, and of course this is centered around going digital, automating your processes, making things easy for you, efficiently doing things, with the right tools, with the right strategies, with the right procedures and inputs. So everything I'm talking about today, it's going to be around um, technological adoption, and because these are things that will help your business scale. So before I give this next example, next slide, please. Yes. Okay. Now, what is FS Manager? We're at that point where we have to ask ourselves, what is FS Manager? How to scale your poultry business using FS Manager? FS Manager, it's a bookkeeping app, a bookkeeping system. It's cloud based that is designed specifically for poultry farmers. It's for you poultry farmers to help you record your operations, to help you track your inventory, to customize and generate invoice and send to your customers, to help you manage your customer database, to help you manage your staff, to help you view your income and expenses, and a whole lot. It helps you become a better manager of your poultry farm. That is what FS Manager is about. So it's a full bookkeeping system designed for you for all of your recording and of course your management procedures from your feed to your water to everything right in your farm. So now you we okay, hold on please. Okay, sorry, I had a call. I had to pause. So of course we might begin to ask ourselves, but why do I have to use FS Manager? You know, I can just be using what I've been using before. I grouped the users of or the bookkeepers into three categories. Please, next slide. So we have this is like a short test. You know where you fall into. You are going to score yourself in your heart. So we have three categories of bookkeepers. We have those who keep. In fact, we have the ones that are not even here. They don't keep records at all. They use. They have everything up here, and I begin to wonder, really, it's not possible. But of course, I didn't add them here, but you can find your way into any of them. So, but you have the ones that keep their recording using the paper and biro method. We have the paper and biro bookkeepers. Then we have the Excel sheet bookkeepers. And then finally, we have the cloud-based accounting. Cloud-based accounting or the cloud-based bookkeepers. Yes. And I think at the beginning of the session, I don't know if I defined what cloud-based bookkeeping means because most of us might not know. But I know that a lot of us will be familiar with the paper and biro and the Excel sheet or Google spreadsheet. Now, cloud-based accounting or bookkeeping system, it's a process of taking your records or keeping your data over cloud. So let me give an example with something relatable. So most of us have an Android phone and we're on WhatsApp. And then take for example, you misplace your phone and you come back online, download your WhatsApp, and you find out that most of your previous messages or your messages are intact. If you're the type that back up or your phone backs up automatically is intact. Have you thought about how that is possible? Imagine that we move from using a phone to chat to writing letters to ourselves, and for every letter we receive, we hang it in our bag and take it everywhere we are going to. And one day somebody just snatch our bag, including those papers, our letters, just the same way we chat on WhatsApp. You can't get that back. I hope you know. Yes. So that is an example of cloud-based. It's stored somewhere in the cloud. They are called servers. They are safe. They are remote means of keeping your things safe over the cloud. So that is what a cloud-based accounting system is about. So next slide. I love this slide so much because this is where we have to evaluate ourselves to know, am I really doing the right thing to scale? Am I implementing the right processes? Are my techniques correct? Are they efficient enough? So score yourself here. If you're using the paper and biro as a bookkeeper or as a farm manager, as a farm staff, as a poultry business owner, you already have your score. I can actually give you a 2/10 for at least taking the step to um, have your record somewhere. And then the Excel sheet or the Google spreadsheet users, I can give you 5/10. Yeah, it's just like a step ahead of you keep it using the paper and biro. And then we have the cloud-based bookkeeping system or accounting system. Of course, this is it. This is the cocoa. This is the main deal. If you're doing this, give yourself a thumbs up. You've moved from being a basic poultry farmer or a bookkeeper to being a professional business owner. You know your onion and you know what you want. And of course, we can begin to ask ourselves again, why did she give me 2 over 10 and 5 over 10, and then we have a 10 over 10? What is the difference between them? Next slide. Yes. Disadvantages of manual bookkeeping processes. Examples, spreadsheets and paper and biro. Now, at the start of a business, manual documenting or filing can be quick, it can be easy, it can be necessary. However, as your business begins to grow, manual filing, manual recording, manual bookkeeping can become very cumbersome as a practice. Yes, so take for instance, you've been a poultry farmer, a practicing poultry farmer for over 5 years, and you've been using the paper and biro kind of record keeping. Of course, at the start of your business, you just have it's just very easy. You record your job, you record your job. Now, imagine you've been doing that for 5 years. Where are those sheets? What value have you made from them? If you meet an investor today and you want to see your numbers or your financials over a period of 5 years, how do you pick those papers you have piled up for 5 years to to your investor? He wants to see your numbers. He wants to see your recording. He wants to see your books. So one of the advantage of a manual bookkeeping process is it is prone to damage and it can be misplaced. I gave an example with my childhood pictures, like pictures that when I was a child, like a little younger. So they are worn out already. If you keep, I don't know if I have a book here. Okay, if I keep this book for the next or this sheet for the next 10 years, you won't meet it at the quality at which it is right now. You can attest to that. You won't. Dust, air, water, rats must have even tried to scrape something, cockroaches dumping their things on it and all of that. It would get worn out, it would get damaged. And of course, being replaced, yes, life happens. What about fire outbreak? You lose all your informations, all for the time. And these things are not just it's not just about recording sheets. What about your receipts? You buy birds from hatchery and all of that, and then you keep piling your receipts. You lose everything, everything, and you know how painful that can be. So that's one of the disadvantages of manual bookkeeping and processes. Yeah. And then we have okay, sorry, I made a mistake on the second one. I mean accessibility. I wanted to write accessibility, and then the third is going to be time wasting. Of course, let's go with accessibility as a second point. Having a paper kind of information or record, it's going to be location based. Now, let me give you an example. So you traveled over to Abeokuta, maybe for the weekend, and you need an information of your record, maybe on maybe you bought something March and you didn't finish making payments, or you have a customer who bought something March and didn't finish making payments, and maybe of course an argument ensure that then you have to clear up the air and everything, and you need that recording or you need that paper or record as a means of evidence. And then at that point, you're at Abeokuta and you have your farm somewhere situated at Ikorodu area of Lagos. You need to be at Ikorodu to have access to that information because it's at March. You alone know how you keep your records. Even if you have your farm manager, it's even going to even waste time going back into to the month of March manually looking for papers to prove a point. So you see, it cannot be accessed anywhere at any time. So you and you can't be carrying all your papers all around. So it's not easily accessible. And then it's time consuming. You waste a lot of time. Let's assume you want to consolidate your records for the first quarter of the year, as this is the end of June, the sixth month for 2022. You begin to use your hands, you begin to calculate. You're even prone to human error. It's going to even be if you waste a lot of time, it's going to be frustrating. And then we have the fourth point, lack of security. So what I also said, you can misplace these things anytime, anywhere. You can. I recently misplaced something last month, and up until now, I'm still feeling bad about it. It's a booklet. I misplaced it. Very important. I don't know when. I don't know how. But let's say this that booklet is an electronic copy. I would not. I'll save it somewhere. Then also the fifth one is going to be messy and hard to make changes. Yes, you have books scattered all around for over 5 years as a poultry farmer. It is hard for you to even start making changes, being to cancel. It is not presentable. It is not the best to present. And of course, it's going to take a lot of space. And then finally, it does not allow for flexibility. So, for example, let me give another example as a poultry farmer. You have a staff or you have staffs, and then you guys do your cleaning maybe fourth of the month for every month, and you sack the ones who have been with you, and you have new staffs, and then you have to travel. It's very important for you to know that these people are doing their jobs. You have to always call them. Have you given vaccine today? Have you given the birds food and feed this morning? Have you taken water? We're supposed to give them vaccine. This. We keep to make calls and all of that. We're supposed to clean the pen tomorrow. Do you guys do that? You do pick the eggs from the pen today. How many eggs did you pick today? All of those things. But there are better ways to do these things, and it's less stressful. It is fun, it is fast, it is easy. So these are the disadvantages of using a manual means of bookkeeping. I don't know if I don't know if you can hear me. Please, I'll need Mr. Olumiwa to confirm.
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. Great. I want to be sure that I'm not be speaking to myself. That's one thing about YouTube Live. I'm not seeing the chat feed to know if people are actually interacting and understanding what I'm saying, but I'm sure they're getting value. So, next slide. What are the advantages of using a cloud-based bookkeeping system if we are going off from the manual system? Simple. Data security. I gave an example with our phone. Your data is secured because it's in a safe place, it's over the cloud. Nobody's going to tamper with them. Even when you update and anything happens or it crashes, there are always um, servers there are always backup servers to the main server. So these things are safe. You have your data to yourself. You have your information to yourself. You're not worried if, oh, I misplaced my book, I misplaced this receipt, I need to do this, I need to do that. All of those things, you've cut them off. Data accuracy. You're going to be very accurate in your records because this system has been designed to help you do all of those calculations you're supposed to do manually. It consolidates for you in real time. You see these things. Then it's easily accessible right on your mobile phone. You don't even need a desktop to access it. With your mobile phone, you open your account, you begin to see your records. Oh, this is what my farm manager has done today. This is what we've done today. Or this is how much I've made today. You see them right on your dashboard. And then it saves time. Yes, it saves a lot of time than writing, getting papers to write. I picked 5 eggs, I picked 50 crate of eggs, I did this, I did that. Right on your phone, you already have these templates, your system already knows what you're supposed to be taking as records. So when you just go there, you click and input the figures, the numbers. That's all you have to do. Then we have more flexibility. Yes, you can collaborate in real time with your farm staffs. You can collaborate with your workers. They know they have a schedule, you have a schedule over there and all of you can access it. Oh, um Tukende and Tunde is supposed to clean the pen today. Oh, they've done that, they've cleaned, you see it. And they know that they're supposed to clean the pen today because they have the software. Oh, this person picked birds. Oh, who sold this? This receipt is in this person's name. Oh, Mrs. A sold eggs for today. Okay, she's one that did the transaction. You track all of these things. It is easy. You track all of these things. You track your staff, you track your customers, you track your inventory, you track your operations. It's flexible. And the good news is you can do them anytime, anywhere, regardless of your location, because it's right on your phone. Imagine having all your business right on your phone. It's easy. It is sweet. It's going to be giving what it's supposed to give, the energy. And of course, you'd always want to be consistent in keeping your records because it's quite easy. You don't have to start drawing lines with book pen, with ruler, and all of those things every time you exhaust the wood parts. No. And of course, it will boost scalability. Now imagine you have two farmers applying for loans or applying for a grant. And then A is using the manual means of bookkeeping, while B uses the cloud-based um, bookkeeping system. And they begin to ask for your numbers. And you'll be like, okay, can we see your book? How do you record them? I begin to tell them, this is my book. You have very piled up piled up books. How do you expect them to make do with that? Then you have the next person say, oh, yes, I have. I'm just going to share you a link. Right on that link, this is my password. Click on it, and you see all of my records for the past 5 years. Wow. Right on your phone. Very easy. We can make do with all of the analysis right on the interface of the dashboard. So there's no way they would leave B and then give A the money. B has proven to be more accountable. He has used the recent tools and techniques to grow in his business. So these are the advantages of a cloud-based bookkeeping system. So of course, I know that there are a couple of cloud-based bookkeeping system. There are a lot of them. For those who are asking, so where do I get this cloud-based bookkeeping system? I need recommendations. However, I know that one has been designed specifically to suit the poultry industry, poultry farmers. There are a lot of bookkeeping system out there that the general type of bookkeeping for SMEs, but you have one that been specifically designed to meet your need. You have features relatable to you as a poultry farmer, from your feed intake to your water to mortality to coiled birds to weight to managing your staffs, tracking your inventory, customer database, weather forecast, vaccination alerts. It's a piled up bookkeeping system. And this bookkeeping system is known as FS Manager. That is the FS Manager I talked about before this slide. Msamiwa, please can you go back 2 slides or 3 slides where I talked about FS Manager? So that is FS Manager. With FS Manager, you have a whole lot. No, FS Manager slide where we have the FS Manager. No, down, back, go backwards, please. Before this, go back, back. Yes. So this is the interface of what FS Manager looks like. It works on both an Android phone and of course the iPhone users. You can also use it on your laptop. You can also use it on your tabs. It is user friendly. It is also mobile friendly. It's something that you would love when you begin to use it. So What are the things you can do on FS Manager? What are the things you can do on FS Manager? Miba, please, can you go forward, please? Thank you, sir. Yes. So, what are the things you can do on FS Manager? I already talked about the benefit of FS Manager, that all of the things I said as the advantages of using a cloud based bookkeeping system is what FS Manager actually gives to you. That's value you get. So, with FS Manager, you can record your operations in real time. With FS Manager, you can have to set your event management. You have a planner. Oh, we have to clean the pen second week of every month. All of your staff or the ones you want them to know or that is designated for that particular role will get to see it. You have access to your customer database. You know, it also boosts customer relationships. So how about you send birthdays, birthday messages to your customers, or how about you know the right customer that buys from you every month and they get to have a gift. You get to know your top paying customers monthly. They get to be appreciated. You know, so or you help them, you know, market their product free on your page, say customer of the month, so person. They would be happy to boost um your customer relationship. Also, it will help you keep your sales record. It can also help you generate customized invoices you send to your customers, you know, over WhatsApp, emails. You can even download them and print if you want to. But of course, you have the best way to do it. You don't have to print papers again. You also can track your inventory. Oh, what do I have in stock today? What do I have to buy? Because most times I notice that we think we need this at this quantity, and then we over purchase things, and sometimes we under purchase things. But when you're using something that is well designed to help you analyze what you need and what you don't need, you get to know that I have a lot of them right now in store. I don't need this. So it helps to track your inventory. You also have your income management with FS Manager. You have your expense management, your garbage in, garbage out, cash flow. This is how much I'm making, this is how much I'm spending. You would actually even know if you're making profits, because that you sell every day, as I said, does not mean you're making profits every day. Then also it helps you keep all your reports, your financial reports and your production reports. Or you need to access loan somewhere, or you need to get an investor, or you need to get grants, and you need to see your financial statements. Just download and share that to them, or you can give them the link to view on the app there, restricting them to that particular feature alone. Also, you get access to save your office documents, all those receipts they give you from the ASHRI, all those receipts you get from buying office materials and tools. You take a snapshot and you upload them to the system. You also can manage your staffs too. So you have access to manage your staffs here, and they can also share the system with you with restricted with restrictions. So this is what FS Manager is about. These are the features of FS Manager, and I'm sure you love it. So just right there on the interface, it's something you guys already sharing. So it takes you less than 2 minutes to sign up on FS Manager. Once you register, you set your farm dashboard after you create your account, and then right there you have your dashboard. You see your weather forecast, you see your mortality, you see your income expenses, you see your income, you see expenses, you see your active flux, you see your mortality rate, you see the feed consumed over time, you see the flux that are ready to be sold and at what time. That is, it's very easy for you to view, very easy for you to understand. This system really helping you to consolidate all those things you need to be doing when you're using the manual processes. So yes, the next slide. I think I'm almost done. So that is what FS Manager is about. And the good news is you can sign up on FS Manager for free. Yes, you heard me, for free. This is an awoof, but you know the purge belle. This is an awoof, but you know the purge belle. This is like a vitamin to your poultry business. It's a vitamin. It's something that will take you from point A to point B, help you become consistent bookkeepers, help you know your financial projection for the next 3 months, for the next quarter of the year. So that is what FS Manager is about. So sign up today on FS Manager for free. If you have questions, you can always, I'm sure Miwa is going to share how to contact um, us on Fanspeak Technology, so you can send us a mail. You can also reach us out on our WhatsApp. You can also join our community. We have a community of farmers on Telegram and also on WhatsApp. And trust me, it is fun out there. Farmers pushing themselves to do their best. So this is how you can reach us. Yes, right on the screen right now. You can reach us on that number. You can put a call even on WhatsApp. Then you can also send us a mail. These are our social media handles. Follow us. We always educate farmers, even on our social media. We educate farmers on our social media. We have daily posts. You have to digest and know that yes, I've learned something today. And then we also have monthly webinars too. So thank you for having me on board. Be a smart farmer today. Subscribe. It's very, very easy. It takes no time. And then you thank me for it. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Miss Adeze. I also want to be a smart farmer, and I also know that all of the farmers also want to be smart. We want to put it to take the farming to the next level, so that we're more productive. We have some questions, and I hope you're also available to answer those questions.
Yes, sure.
Okay. Uh, okay, there's this question is on the screen right now. I understand that FS Manager is in keeping good financial records, but as a farmer, can I access loan from Fastpick? Mr. Daisy.
Okay, yeah, thank you for the question. Hello, can you hear me? Yeah, so thank you for the question. At the moment, no, we can't access loan from FarmSpeak Technology. However, FS Manager assists you in maintaining a proper bookkeeping habit and up-to-date financial records for your business. And then this is going to, of course, boost your credit worthiness, as I've said over the session, and also give you a higher chance of getting accepted for your loan or grant application. And then also when you join our community, most times we share opportunities for farmers, or there's this grants out there, try to apply for it and we guide you through it. And then of course we are keen at you keeping your numbers, getting your numbers correctly, be financially ready, like your financial record should be ready, your book should be ready, your numbers should be ready. So at the moment we do not give loan. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. We understood that now. I have a comment here on one of the groups. Thank you for the session. You really did justice to every area. I'm pumped to think global as regards my business. Thank you, Ms. Adezi. Okay, I have another question is a limited number of do I have a limited number of staffs that I can share the app with? Also, will my staff have access to all the features I have access to? Okay, I think the question is about the FX manager now.
Okay, sorry. I always forget that I of course I have to mute. That's a principle. Okay, if I get your question right, you want to know the number of farm staffs you need to have an FS manager or the limit. There is no limit. There is no limit. You can have as much as 10 staffs, 20 staffs right on FS manager. So if you're following our Instagram or our social media pages, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, we educate farmers on how to create their staff accounts. So all you just have to do is create a staff account, have your farm manager, you have your secretary, you have your driver, you have your salesperson, you know, just create their accounts and then give them access to what you want to give them access to. Because right there on the app, you have a number of things they can do right there on the app. If you want to restrict your farm manager not to have access to your financial records or your production records, you just restrict him. If you want to restrict your driver not to have access to other things, but just for him to um for him to move to the market, you give him access to that. So what you want your farm staffs to do, that is what they can be able to do. So you have the control at your end. Yes, I think that answers your question.
Okay, there's this another question on the screen too. Mrs. Mrs. Roots asks, as a starter in the business, when is the right time to start keeping records?
Well, um, for me, and I think that is the standard, the moment you begin to ideate about your business, the moment you begin to have this idea, the moment you begin to conceive the idea, you start putting things down. So, as a poultry farmer, the moment you begin to buy things for your poultry house, you begin to build your poultry house or buy things in place for your poultry business to prepare to receive your birds, begin at that moment to put it down. It's not until when you start selling, you begin to. Most farmers make the mistake of when they're about to sell off their birds or when they're beginning to sell off their birds, they begin to take records. How about those expenses you made over time? Because it's an investment. You're supposed to know if at year one or year two, even if I am selling, I might not be able to make profit because of the things I've invested into my poultry house. Except you don't want to get those informations, but they are vital for you as a poultry farmer. So how profitable is your business? So you begin to all these things you begin to find out the moment you begin to take records. So for me, the moment you begin to set your poultry business in place, from the housing to the drinkers to the feed, begin to purchase items to the birds to when you start selling off. Even before you start selling off your feed, you give them daily over time, if they're layers or broilers, how many kg of feed, all of these things. You begin to do that at the moment you start the business. The moment you begin to say, "Oh, I want to start building my poultry pen. I want to start acquiring my drinkers or feeders." So, at the moment you just start doing things for the business, please begin to put things down. That is the right time to start recording and be consistent with it. Most importantly, be consistent with it. And that is why you have apps like FS Manager, so you don't get worn out with writing and all of that.
Yes, thank you. I believe Mrs. Root have been able to find answers to that question, and many also have that in mind. Yes, this is another question. I will just read it from here. Okay, I am willing to migrate using this app. Oh, the FS Manager. Okay, this question. My records have been messy. However, is it possible that I input my previous data or I must start when I have new flocks?
Oh, okay, good. Good news. I'm happy that you've gotten value from this session for you to understand that you're ready to migrate from your manual method to using FS Manager. And yes, you you can you can move all your previous data into the system. The system picks it up from there. You don't have to wait until when you have new stock. That's the good news of that's the good news about FS Manager. So if you know, if you keep, of course, you said you have records before now. So if you know when you bought your birds, the month, the year, the day you bought your birds, so you put it into the system, you backdate it, input all of these processes into the system, and then the system picks it up from there. You don't have to wait till you have new birds. So it's possible for you to have all your previous records migrated on FS Manager with ease. Yes, it's possible. I guess that answers your question. And if you need help with this, if you need help with doing this, you can send us an email and we are always ready to assist you with that. Thank you.
Thank you for providing answers to that too. Yes, it's possible. I think the question has been answered now. And okay, there's this question too. Let me, I can see if I need to apply for loan, okay, I think, or maybe grants, will I show them my phone for them to see the app? Do you get the question, Miss Adizi?
Yes, yes, I got the question. I guess this question has been answered already. If the person had listened, if person had been listening to me, I I didn't even know that there was a question coming up on this. No, you don't need to show them your phone. You don't need to show them except you're there in person and they want to go through your phone with you. But you don't need to show them. So it's that's why I said FS Manager allows for flexibility. So you can download your financial records or your production records. It depends on what they're asking for, and then send to them via mail or on WhatsApp, of course, or via mail. Yeah, that's like the official way of doing this. Or you can share if they insist they want to see the app or go through the app with you. You can share your login with them, just like you have to create a as if the same way you're creating um, data or details. You create that for them, the database for them under the staff option, and give them access to what they want to see or what you want them to see. So you can do that on the staff management feature. You can go through your financials, they can go through your production, and of course, if you want to restrict them from not editing or doing anything, it's possible for you to do that. So what you just have to do is just view, make analysis, make any reasonable analysis that have to do from that, and then get back to you. So you don't need to go show them. You don't need to go like take your phone. That's there are other ways you can do that. So you can share, as I said, share your link with them, give them access to what they want to do or what they want to know. Or you can just download the financial report or production report and share to them over an email or on WhatsApp or any platform preferred. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Miss Adizi. Been a wonderful session. Past 1 hour has been interesting. Scaling business, scaling the poultry farming business with FX Manager. Thank you very much for, we're happy to have you today, and we're also happy that you'll be able to let us see how we can do this successfully and what we need to have in mind. Okay, if you want to contact us, just as Ms. Adeze have said, you can follow us on Twitter at fanspeak1, on Telegram, you can join Telegram channel at fanspeak, on Instagram at farm underscore speak, on Facebook at Fanspeak Technology. And you can also see the WhatsApp contact there, plus 234-816-765-7384. And LinkedIn at Fanspeak Technology. So if you have any questions, any concerns, please feel free to reach us. So thank you, everyone. We're happy to have you today. And if you are new to the channel, please remember to subscribe to this channel. We have loads of interesting topics regarding your farming business, your poultry farming. Please remember and also hit the notification button and also subscribe to the channel. Thank you. I'm Miss Adeze. Thank you. You still have Miss Adeze on the call. Okay, let me see. Okay, yes, great.
Yeah, having me here on session today. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you, great farmers. I hope you implement all that have been said today. Please, implementation is key. Implement, be a smart farmer, grab the opportunity. As I said, this software is for free. You don't have to even pay anything. So you don't even have to be scared of putting your credit card informations by even accessing the free version of the software. So it's totally free for you all. So sign up, be a smart farmer, see you all at the top. And then of course, as Olumima said, follow us on on FarmSpeak Technology. There are a lot of insightful topics for you monthly and every day on our Instagram channel and Facebook channel, LinkedIn, Twitter. We drop insightful um, posts. So thank you so much for having me again. God bless you. Have a good night rest.
Thank you, Miss Adeze. We are happy. Thank you. I also thank you to our viewers, to the audience. We also hope you are enjoying the session. So it's on this note, we'll be joining a curtain and we hope to see you some other time. Bye bye.